Chuckie's new shirt is really adorable. This is the first segment of the 28th episode of the 6th season of Rugrats. And in this one, Chuckie accidentally rips his shirt. And I was really curious with what they'd do with this, as I've often praised Rugrats for their costume designs. I just think they got the costumes of the main characters, particularly the babies, just spot on. So iconic, so pleasing to look at. And when Chuckie started to try on other shirts, part of me thought, hey, this is really fascinating from an animation perspective. It's keen to see what kind of colours they chose to go with and what the different patterns were. But part of me also went, ugh, I don't like this. I'm really glad they designed the shirt the way they did. And Chuckie hates it as well, to the extent where he declares he no longer must be Chuckie because he doesn't feel like Chuckie. He is Ralph. For some reason, he chose the name Ralph. And the babies try and convince him that he is Chuckie, not Ralph. And then the babies start to get upset because they miss Chuckie. And I was genuinely curious with what would happen with this episode and where they'd go with it. And I think it took a really good direction. I won't spoil it by saying exactly what happens towards the end. But I thought it was really sweet and really moving. And I think something we can all relate to. We all have, certain clothing, certain garments or items of clothing that make us feel like us. And without them, I'm not saying we all wear the exact same t-shirt every day the way Chuckie does, but certainly, for me, it's dressing in black. If I didn't dress in black, I wouldn't feel like me. Would I even be me? It's ridiculous, kind of, to think that you could change based on what you're wearing, but I think it makes a huge difference. What you wear can affect your confidence. It can affect the way you feel about yourself. And this is what we have with Chuckie. It's not just that he looks different, but he doesn't feel like himself anymore. And I think it's something we can all relate to at one point or in one way. As I said, in terms of seeing the different t-shirts, I thought it was pretty cool. I would have liked a little bit more of that. And I would have liked to have seen Chuckie in a more interesting t-shirt for the most part, because Ralph just wears a white vest for most of this. And I think it would have been a little bit more fun, but harder to animate, if they'd had a more fascinating design. Something where we could think maybe that would have been the original design. In fact, I'd love to see, if this exists, I'd love to know this, but I'd love to know if there are examples of other outfits they tried on the babies. Or was that the first t-shirt they ever tried for Chuckie and it just worked? I don't know. I'd love to know. But certainly watching this episode, it's good fun, it's relatable, and it's very sweet. Definitely an episode I enjoyed.